Hi, and welcome back to Joe's DIY. I'm gonna have to apologize, but I'm basically overdubbing the audio for this video because unfortunately I decided to run my washing machine while I was shooting this video, thinking that it wouldn't make that much noise. And the noise is pretty evident after rewatching my footage. So I'm just gonna voice over it, and hopefully it turns out okay. So what I have here is a Sony Watchman FDL-22. This was a product made back in 1994, back when Sony was still making things in Japan. That's just me kind of going over the specs, but there's nothing really out of the ordinary here. I think what's missing here is definitely a video in, and most definitely this TV does not have an external antenna input or output. So you're basically using the antenna that's attached to the device, unfortunately. But as you'll see in a little while, the video here is actually not bad at all. Yes, this is a product of Japan, as I just pointed out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open up the packaging after it's been stored in there for over 20 years, going on 30 actually. This is being 2022. So that's just me pulling the device out of the package and going through what you get with this TV. A limited warranty that probably has expired, at least 2 decades ago. So that's probably no good anymore. So that's just kind of me going over the limited warranty there. And just some information about where you can submit your warranty information. And that's just a basic outline of how to put batteries into the device. Now, the Sony also included an important safeguards little instruction manual, which I kind of get a kick out of because it just gives you the silliest scenarios of what not to do with this device. It kind of explains to you like how far away you should sit in front of the device. It tells you not to put the device inside a wall where it won't get any ventilation, which I wouldn't understand how that would be or that could happen. I think even funny enough, they put the TV inside what looks to me like a chimney. I don't know anyone that would do that. Obviously, you should never put the TV on top of a furnace because the plastic will melt from the heat of that furnace. So it's kind of silly to think what people at Sony thought that people shouldn't be doing with their devices. So that's basically it as far as the packaging. I mean, there's nothing in there. It's just kind of like a cardboard insert to keep the TV from moving around inside the packaging. So here is me just pulling the plastic cover right off the TV. And to my surprise, it wasn't sticky at all because it didn't have that kind of 90s sort of plastic or rubber coating that a lot of these devices had. It just had a plain plastic on there, so that was kind of nice. It didn't throw off any sets that I could detect, so that was kind of nice. Your typical dials, to fix the hue and the color and the brightness and stuff like that. And that it only has a headphone jack. Now, I didn't try this, but possibly Sony back in the day, at least I knew they did this with the Walkmans. They used to have the antenna like basically embedded with the headphones. So maybe if you use some headphones, you could use your headphones kind of like as an external antenna, but I'm not sure if that would work or not. So yeah, so that's me just putting in some batteries to kind of test it out. And it looks like everything's in working order. In a moment, I'll probably go right ahead and turn it on. Okay, so it goes right into searching for channels, and luckily for me, it did find my analog station that I have in my house. So that's on. And then on the side, you could also see that it does have a jack for an external power supply that runs, I think, at around, 5 volts. I'm not sure, but I'm sure that stuff is online. But anyways, take a look at that picture. I mean, I don't think it's that bad at all for basically an analog coaxial signal. Um, yeah, I think it's getting pretty good reception right there, and that's kind of surprising because I wouldn't think a device like this would get such good reception, but there it is, clear as day. And that's just me showing off one of my other videos, the one where I created that analog station in my garage. But yeah, it's very lightweight, very compact. I think this could fit in your pocket if you wanted to take it to a game. There's also like a strap on there that you can see at the bottom that you put it around your neck, and you could kind of just walk with it hanging from your neck. So that might have been handy back in the days. And then that's hooked up to the antenna right there, and it's hooked up to the.
So you're getting a pretty good sound here.
Output. So in this portion of the video, I basically just disclosed my final thoughts on this device. And I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised about the Sony Watchman FDL-22. Even though it's from 1994, making it around 20 years old, it works very well. No complaints here. I think the picture was surprisingly working well for the kind of technology they were using back then. I think it gives off a pretty clear picture, even though you still have to angle it somewhat. But the sound would do very well. I mean, you could throw on some headphones to, probably hear the sound a lot better. But just without headphones, I think it sounded great, and it picked up my station right off the bat. The batteries, I mean, you're still going to have to use about 4 AA's, but that shouldn't be, that big of a deal. It could be worse. I mean, you could be carrying around something that requires C batteries, which a lot of these TVs were known to actually use, but it doesn't have an external antenna. I think that's kind of a bit of a letdown because you're not able to put external devices plugged into this thing. But other than that, I mean, if you're able to do the analog station and able to have a signal out there, I think this TV more likely will be able to pick it up and use it. But anyways, if you see these out in the wild, I strongly recommend you pick one up. And I also wanted to thank all my new subscribers, and hope you enjoyed this video, and I wish you a wonderful day. Take care.